Well, everyone, it's not dead yet. Now, I'm not talking about SHIB. SHIB is far from dead. SHIB is actually doing quite well. It's up about 2% on the day. We talked about the thick levels of liquidity many, many times. It's just what we're trying to work through, and we'll get through it eventually. But what I'm talking about is something that people don't necessarily like right now. I've been in agreement with many of the community. I've been very frustrated, very disappointed in the lack of transparency and things like that. But you have to acknowledge what's taking place with the SHIB ecosystem and shibarium and what they're doing right now. So they actually just announced another integration. Now, what this was actually into gate.io. Many people have heard of gate.io. It's an exchange. It boasts over 12 million users, lots of reach basically for the SHIB ecosystem now. Now, what they're allowing people to do is actually do inscriptions. They can trade or mint inscriptions as SRC20 tokens. So there's an actual integration and adoption of shibarium that is in fact taking place. Now, at the time of writing this, or that this article was written, there was already hundreds of sales on gate.io. So this brings me to this point. When this team talks about all these game-changing things that they're doing, they really aren't game-changing things in their own right. Like writing inscriptions on gate.io, it's whatever, okay? Creating your .shib address, it's kind of whatever. But when we look at the big grand scheme of things, all these bits and pieces, what they're trying to do is cover basically everything, all right? Differentiating enough and tackling enough different pieces of crypto that they cover everything, right? That's why I've talked about before this vertically integrated decentralized ecosystem that can do basically anything you throw at it. That's what their ultimate goal appears to be. Now, again, don't necessarily agree with the level of centralization when it's supposed to be a decentralized ecosystem. Don't like the lack of transparency. There's a lot of things that need to change. And I know that they made an announcement, Shytoshi made an announcement that all this development is supposed to be completed by the end of 2024. Not going to hold my breath. Obviously, just going to wait and see what happens. We know how they've done with timelines in the past. But we know there's a lot of things that they are, in fact, rolling out. And hopefully, again, hopefully, they can switch things back to how they were. Hopefully, we can go back to high times of burns and accumulation of bone to buy and burn SHIB. I know we still haven't seen now 23 days where we have not seen any of the burns from those fees that have been collected. So that's disappointing. But again, this is something that still, despite our negative outlook on it, can bring people to Shiba Inu, can bring adoption to SHIB. So that's just kind of the way I look at it. I just wanted to share with you guys what was going on there. Again, I know many people have not been happy, and I get it. I'm right there with you. I would love to see some of these changes take place. Hopefully, be nice if somebody just hit a copy and paste button with all this stuff and then just put it in a completely decentralized ecosystem. But maybe that's asking too much. So I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Show your support below. Let me know your thoughts. Have a great day. And I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.